All right, National Sons and Daughters Day on August 11 brings parents and their children together for quality time. On this day, be with the joys of your life. Let your children know that you are glad they are part of your life. While listening to the events of their day, share family stories, find out about their hopes and dreams, learn what inspires them, teach them something new, or maybe there's something they can teach you on this day. Enjoy every day you have with them and spend as much quality time as you can. Now, time with our children can be fleeting. Not only do they grow quickly, but their interests and needs change. So whether we realize it or not, sons and daughters look up to us. They emulate our behavior, the good and the bad. As much as times change, children don't. So we crave our parents' approval and acceptance. Our children do too. So enjoy this day, because tomorrow somebody's turning 16 and I'm not finding it funny.
Oh my God. I mean, this week I've had the opportunity to share with the kids. In fact, this morning we did some exercise and they were running up and down. And my older son was just like, do I need to join this crew? Like, I'm not a kid anymore.
Welcome to my club.
I'm like, okay. And then when we were even taking pictures, he did the pose. I said, why did you do the pose? He said, because I'm a big boy. I was like, okay. So really, they're growing fast. And
so fast.
if you don't make or create time to be with them,
when I see parents and their children doing TikTok, I say, oh my God. My own?
No.
Never. You can't catch them.
That's never Google, also. That's never going to be me to say it's TikTok. But I mean, I agree with you. Like,
the other ways,
you have to find a way to spend time. So even I was looking at myself and saying, gosh, we don't spend lots of time. So it was like, how do we, okay, we have movie night, but then you have to find something else. So I decided that I wasn't going to send my child to coding camp. So I'm learning to code so that we can learn to code together.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because I just couldn't think of anything else. But in his mind, he's like, Mommy, you're so busy. You're always working. You never have time for me. And I'm like, see this play you want to play. I don't know that I can make sense of it, but you see the coding, we can learn something together.
That's nice.
That's a good one.
You come from there.
because
Coding is in dollars, they pay.
All this, because I kept hearing, some things just sound very complicated. Like, coding. I've been waiting maybe. So I sat down one night, I started watching YouTube. I said, oh, it's straightforward now. Okay, let's start together. You watch this one.
Uti, can I come to your house?
Let's have
No, but in the basics, I mean, you know how it is. It just sounds so complicated. Like, so you now realize, oh, code. Okay, so it's just the directions, how computers speak to themselves. Okay, then there are languages to learn. Okay, then you learn the languages, and so it's all very straightforward.
Now human being the code now.
My Lord. All right, so what did we find in the news? Who are we starting with? Elsie, let's go.
Mine is good news.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, you want the good news?
Yeah, let's start with good news.
Okay.
Because mine is not so good.
I don't even know if it's good news or not, but it's news. So, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, says Lagos State is constructing 1.2-kilometer drainage diversion to tackle flooding at Ilubere area. The governor said the project will permanently resolve flooding in Lagos Island. And, I mean, that's commendable because we know what we are facing when it comes to flood in Lagos State. He made this known while addressing journalists after the inspection of some projects on the island, which included, one Takpa, Popo. Okay, this is bad. Adeliji, leave the other side, road construction. The new Mercy Children Hospital, renovation of General Hospital, Odon, and laying of 3 high-capacity pumps at Ilubere drainage site. I like to parade myself as someone who knows how to pronounce Yoruba names, but this one, I don't know what part of Lagos State this is, but yeah, I think they're working and it's good. But while they are doing that as well, we need to keep talking to ourselves to stop blocking the drainages by littering everywhere.
That's very important.
Very good.
Important, but also just to point out that those drains that we're blocking today technically don't go anywhere. So there's a difference between a drain and a gutter. Where you dig a hole by the side of the road.
That's a gutter.
That's a gutter with nowhere for water.
I don't block it. Even if
There's nothing you are blocking. So what you're saying is you're displacing the space in which water will sit in, which when the water doesn't go anywhere, when it is too high, it backs up back onto the road, rubbish or no rubbish.
God bless you.
So let's just be clear, because
that we do not have drainage.
Do not have drainage.
Thank you.
And when you look at the island, I won't even talk about the mainland because it's a bigger project. But island technically is a strip of land in the middle of water on both sides. It should have proper drainage. Should not be difficult because almost wherever you are on this axis, there's water close enough
to be able to channel that.
The channel shouldn't be. But of course, because we are not building. Every man, no, it's all man for himself because I build my house, I put gutter in front of my house. The next person that comes builds their house and they're not following through from that point. So there wasn't a well laid out plan, which is why we come back to all this town planning. There's a well laid out plan that says drainage must go here. So even if you're going to build your house, drains must pass here. So we suffer these breakdown in infrastructure because even take roads. So a developer comes and builds this stretch of plots of land, 2 or 3 plots of land of houses. He does the paving stones in front of it, or the interlocking stones as we call it, in front of it. Then the next person comes to build the next land. He will now build his own higher. You've immediately created a problem at that point because, and then that part of the road starts to break down very quickly. When rain floods, you immediately create a lower plane where water sits.
Uti, so what you said.
In other words, now you can be throwing salt inside the road.
No, that's it because there's no drainage. But I was going to say to you that I saw a developer post. I think it was Ned, Victory Crest. I mean, that's his company. He posted something on that Orchid Road. You know that road is heavily flooded when there's water. And they had done the quota, they had tarred the road and everything. Me, I just wrote on the quote there. I said, it's a very nice project. I just wish there was drainage to back this road up because if there's no drainage, no matter how beautiful the road is.
There's water right behind it. Because this is Orchid Road. Yes. This is the houses and there's water right behind the houses.
Do you understand? So, I mean, I want to start thinking, don't do things because you feel like doing things. I want the Lagos State government to really look at it that, we are not dumb. We can actually solve. Yes, we can actually solve this flooding problem. We just need to find the expertise that would understand the structure, the terrain, the topography, everything, and how to channel this to the canal. I mean, instead of just trying to make it sound like you are working. That's the one that just gets me all the time. But hey,
Sanwo-Olu, I tried. I tried, fam.
The problem is not the problem that he created. He met it, but we need to start to see concerted efforts
to find a permanent solution.
Because so for me, it's really the thing about, let's even say that the places that haven't been constructed, places that haven't been built now, or the places that have been built are a problem. The places that have been built, there should be a concerted effort to say, you know what, I see water. So Kusala Road, for example, in Lekki, it floods terribly. At the end of that road is water. Can you not
just move
drain all the way down that road?
You know, wait, maybe because we have a
topic, right? Okay, so my story is actually very short. The headline says Nigeria recovers 3.2 billion naira foreign loot in 14 months. So the 14 months is between March of 2021 and May of 2022. That money represents 6.3 million pounds of stolen monies from various jurisdictions around the world that has been recovered. This is also, they've also generated 1.82 billion from the sale of bid forms and the actual sale of forfeited properties in the first 18 months of the Buhari-led regime. So if you sort of add that together, it's circa about 5 billion naira that has been recouped. The AGF disclosed this to journalists and says that these monies have already been disbursed to key infrastructure projects nationwide, like the Second Niger Bridge, thank you for the home, Abuja Kano Road and Lagos Ibadan Expressway. However, there is still a 329 billion funding gap.
It is where. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Let's just move on in peace.
In peace, oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Noah.
All right, so my story is about the release of 7 more passengers from the Kaduna train abduction that took place in March 28th. And several children, a family of 6, have been released. And an elderly woman was also released because of deteriorating health conditions. And well, we're just hoping that much more, because seeing the video that was released, I think about 2 weeks ago, about them being flogged and beaten, I can only imagine what they've been through these past 5 months or so, and it's been traumatic for a lot of them. And this seeming release, 1, 2 here, it still keeps the rest of the families that are waiting for their loved ones to come home, even in a state of trauma. So I'm really hoping that the government can, because if the release was negotiated, time will not allow me to go into the in-depth in the story, but the release was sort of negotiated. So if these people have this interaction with them,
open line for communication,
and they know where they are, I still do not understand
why others are still
How
there.
is this even a release when you release 7 and abduct 5? Are we doing
Exactly.
No, this one
addition or
was
subtraction?
this was Sheikh Gumi now that did this one.
The adoption.
They know
So
that he
there's still more
negotiated
woes,
the release.
because
There's
I
still
saw
a
a very
whole lot.
disturbing story that Elsie had shared. Let me just say it there. Says Rufai writes to Buhari, says terrorists creating parallel government in Kaduna. This was actually a leaked memo. So that, yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
The governor's memo was leaked, where he was warning the president that terrorists, their advanced plan to create a permanent operational base for Northwest region. So according to the report, there's a part I just want to point out, because, there are pointers about the 2023 general elections. So this part that says law banning 2023 political activities. You see, as the political activities towards 2023 general elections picks up steam, the terrorist, Mr. El-Rufai, told Mr. Buhari has promulgated, that's the word, a law to ban residents from participating. The insurgent enacted a law in the district banning all forms of political activities or campaigns ahead of the 2023 elections, especially in Madobia and Kazage village, the governor wrote. So I just want, we'll find probably how we can get another security expert to help us explain this, but how is it possible that you have a what do they call them? CNC, Commander-in-Chief. You understand? Of the Federal Republic. Then you have a Chief Security Officer of a state. Another, what's it called? A group of people are able to still create a parallel government to you with a base.
Yeah, sending memo.
I rest my case. All right, so we'll take a break now. We want to discuss minimum wage. Is 40,000 enough for you? Can you cope with it monthly? That's the question. Stay with us.